Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm going to read a bit from the opening of my novel. Right now, it's named Clover. Once upon a time, Justin Michael Clover was a demon. They call it a relapse when a person loses their way, when they delve back into the darkness that was the gore-colored madness of their lives once upon a time. Justin Michael Clover is not a demon. Well, not anymore. Abomination, yes. Sinner, yes. Fairy, yes. Faggot, obviously. But demon, absolutely not. There is a huge difference between a demon and a faggot. Oh, okay, maybe not a huge difference. There is a tiny difference between a demon and a faggot. 100 million years ago, before the earth was fully formed and before beautiful green-eyed black boys had sex in seedy bathhouses in Hollywood, angels were cast down from heaven. These angels were lovely and winged and black-eyed like the darkness that was before the light. And they roamed the earth like great feline creatures in a dank and lush forest, and they found women to know. And these women bore babies that men called beasts. And these beasts were abominations. And these abominations were beautiful. Beautiful abominations born of magic and spirit and God and man. This was a time before black boys with blonde hair and broad shoulders leaned naked against brick walls and dimly lit hallways that smelled of sex and cleaning supplies and the subtle sweet smell of shame. There once was a time before Cain went east of Eden, when monsters were pleasing to the eye, like poisonous fruit in a garden of dry summer flowers, where horrors were breathtaking, magical half-breed children. Once upon a time, they called it. When he was the Word and the Word was with him, they said. 100 million years ago, before science and logic and digital data nets and ether, people knew the names of beasts that walked in human form. We called them giants and witches and demons and fairies. But now fairies are called faggots and witches are called bitches and giants are just tall. But demons are still demons. Blood is still blood. Sex is still sex. Death is still death. And this is the 7th day of the 7th month in the middle of the 7th year. And Justin Michael Clover is on the verge of a relapse. The relapse. Magic works in cycles of 3 and 7. It is a principle of legerdemain, a rule of reality as certain as gravity or the relativity of time. But unlike science, magic never changes its mind. It's never disproved, and it does not care if you disagree. Pluto may no longer be a planet, but the dark part of the universe still remembers that time you asked it for a favor. What is done cannot be undone, and what begins will always come to an end, and this is the beginning of the end. Justin Michael Clover is a princess. A fairy princess. High maintenance, selfish, superficial, and a liar, but born with the purest blood of his generation. And in the end, that's all that really matters, because this is about blood. Some will tell you that this is about love or magic or the damnation of a single soul, but this is about blood. Well, blood and God. But then again, everything is about God. He's such a petty little jealous thing. They circled Justin in packs of 3s and 7. Ugly and not so ugly, white-toweled and untoweled men in baseball caps, leather armbands, and weighted stainless steel cock rings that shimmered and sparkled in the narrow red-lit hallways. This was an ancient bacchanal, created by the Greeks, stolen by the Romans, elevated by the Japanese, and finally infected by the sodomites in the 70s and deadly 80s. This is a place of history and mystery and death and tremendous grace. A place of power and prayer made only for those with magic in their blood. Welcome to the sunset baths a McKinley in third. Death dancers are welcomed here.